Hey everyone, I'm David Finz, and on this episode of the Cyber Insurance Imperative, everything old is new again. In my book, I talk about how cyber threats seem to come in waves, and the old waves never really break. They just seem to ripple through the water. Well, the first wave of cyber risk that caught the attention of most businesses was the good old-fashioned data breach. And if you thought those were a thing of the past, think again. As reported by Advisen this past week, 2023 has already broken the record for data breaches, according to a report released by the Identity Theft Resource Center. Even with a slight drop in reported compromises in Q3, the first 3 quarters of this year saw 2,116 data breaches, passing the all-time high of 1,862, which was set 2 years ago. Cyber attacks, rather than inadvertent disclosure, were responsible for about 83% of all breaches in the third quarter, and nearly 10% were the result of zero-day attacks, which are extremely difficult for businesses to detect and repel. Financial institutions were far and away the leading industry to be hit, followed by healthcare. The MOVEit file transfer vulnerability was responsible for 4 out of the top 10 breaches in terms of records disclosed. And between businesses directly using that software and those relying upon a vendor who utilized the product, over 400 companies have been impacted. If there is any good news to report, it's that the number of individuals affected by a data breach is on track to be substantially lower than last year. Now, what does all of this mean to you? Well, it means that even the strongest defenses can't guarantee that you won't have a breach event. According to the ITRC, in 2022, there were just 5 reported data breaches resulting from zero-day attacks. This year, there have already been 86 through September 30th. Now, for those of you not familiar with the term, a zero-day attack is one that was previously not known to cybersecurity pros and for which no patch is available. As long as these software vulnerabilities continue to be exploited by hackers, you're going to need 2 business processes in place to help manage this risk. The first is an up-to-date incident response plan, or IRP. With all the focus, understandably, on ransomware, which, by the way, often leads to the unauthorized disclosure of data, let's not lose sight of the fact that companies need to plan for breach events. How will you communicate with each other? What messages are you sending your stakeholders? And which vendors do you plan to use for legal, forensics, public relations, and credit monitoring? Because these are the service providers that can help you respond to this event. Whether you need help drafting an IRP for the first time or just want someone to review and refresh it, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can DM me on LinkedIn or email me at david.finz@alliant.com. Our cyber risk consulting team is available to help you with your IRP, and you don't even need to be a current client of ours to arrange for this separate fee engagement. The second process is a risk transfer tool. Yes, I'm talking about cyber insurance. Not only does the policy pay for the costs of responding to a data breach, it connects you with qualified service providers who can help you recover from the breach with your balance sheet and reputation intact. And if your current broker isn't having these conversations with you, maybe it's time that you discover the more rewarding way to manage risk. Thanks for watching.